welcome to Cooking at Home with Cody. Today we're going to make crispy chicken in the oven. And the way you do that is you use three main ingredients. You use breadcrumbs, boneless chicken of any kind, whether it's boneless chicken breasts or strips, and with no skin. You can do it with skin on if you want. These are skinless. And mayonnaise. Now what I like to do is I like to make my own seasoned breadcrumbs. And it's very easy to do. The way that you do this is you take bread ends and scraps that you're not going to use, you might throw out for birds, and you put them into the food processor, and then you add Parmesan cheese and garlic salt to the mixture, and you chop that up. And then what I do is I put it into mason jars and I put it in the freezer, and this really keeps a long time. So I'd recommend making your own breadcrumbs before you go out and buy breadcrumbs. You can use store-bought breadcrumbs for this, it's not a problem. These are just chicken strips. You can use chicken thighs, you can use chicken breasts. These happen to have been frozen, and you can use any kind of chicken that you want to. And then you're going to use mayonnaise. Now this mayonnaise is from the homemade mayonnaise recipe that I have also on YouTube. So what we're going to do is, the first step is we're going to take the chicken out. We're going to cut the chicken, and when we cut the chicken, we're going to get it ready for being dredged in the mayonnaise. We're going to dry the chicken before we do that. I've put my chicken on a paper towel, and I'm going to further just dry it with another paper towel just to make sure that it's good and dry, because the next step is we're going to put this through this chicken. We're going to dredge it through mayonnaise, and we don't want it to be wet when we do that, and it looks like it's nice and dried off. So I think we're in good shape. If you remember our recipe where we made homemade mayonnaise, then you may remember that we made the homemade mayonnaise with olive oil, extra light olive oil. So we're going to put a little bit of this mayonnaise in the bottom of one of these bowls. Then what we will do is we will take our breadcrumbs that we made. I like to shake them up, make sure that they're good and loose. We will put those into another bowl, and we can use as much of this as we want, but once it goes into the bowl, it doesn't go back into the jar. This is very simple. We take one of the chicken strips and we dredge it in the mayonnaise. And then we drop it in the breadcrumbs, and with the other hand, we make sure that we get it completely covered with breadcrumbs, nicely patted in. Now that we've dredged one of our chicken strips, we are going to put that chicken strip onto a nonstick pan. Now you can line the pan if you want to with aluminum foil. It'll make cleanup easier. But this is a brand new pan. The nonstick surface is still pretty good on it. So what I will do is I'm going to take this and just put it right onto the pan. Now you could put spray oil onto the pan first if you'd like. You don't need to if you're using a nonstick pan. And I'm going to go through the rest of the process. I'm going to fill this pan up with all of these chicken pieces. So now we've completed getting the chicken strips breaded. I've got them arranged on a nonstick pan so that they don't crowd one another, and I've got my Breville Smart Oven started. Smart Oven is heated to 350 degrees. And we're going to put this in. And we're going to come back in a few minutes and see what they look like. We're in the home stretch now. They look wonderful, and it smells spectacular in here. That baked chicken smell, it is fantastic. So usually when I go to the supermarket, I will look for thin sliced chicken fillets, and those usually will, with this process, be done in about 20-30 minutes. These have taken a little longer because they are chicken tenders, but I cannot wait to cut into one to see how juicy it is in the middle. Well, let's have a look at these. Don't they look wonderful? And there you go. Let's cut into that and take a look at how that looks in the middle. Look at that. Isn't that perfect? Cooked straight through, nice and juicy in the middle. Crispy on the outside. And that's crispy baked chicken. I hope you enjoy this recipe. Thank you for joining Cooking at Home with Cody. You can download this recipe and others from cookwithcody.com. And remember, make something special tonight.